This is my neighborhood that I live in. You can see the arrow to my house. Sorry about my craggly old voice, but I'm just getting over a cold. I wanted to let my nephews see the neighborhood I live in. This is the first snow of the year and I'm flying my drone through the country in my own neighborhood. This is Mill Creek Road. That's the bridge that Tom and I ride our bikes over when he visits. Now we're all getting too old to ride bikes too, but whatever, I still ride mine. This is the Mill Creek. I'm flying up the Mill Creek. There's snow covering everything, but it's an early snow, so the excuse me, so the oak trees still have the red leaves on them. Pretty spectacular neighborhood. I love the Mill Creek. All the pine trees next to it. This area, there's no houses, a few farms, soybean fields, pastures. This that I'm flying over now is 320 acres owned by a guy. His son bow hunts there, so I can't bow hunt there, but he lets me do other kind of hunting there. We'll fly up the creek by the bridge. Now I'm almost going to turn around the corner and head back towards my house. This section of the creek's really too shallow to canoe or anything, but that guy with 320 acres, he owns clear around in this land to the left. The guy to the right owns 40 acres, but he has kids hunting that, so I can't hunt that. There's a lot of this area that I can hunt that other farmers let me hunt that isn't leased to anybody. Now, right past those pine trees is 260 acres that the Metro Parks own, and they let people hunt there permission only. I can get permission to bow hunt that, but it's so huge and whatnot. It is pretty hard to hunt because there's no grain fields right next to it, so this neighborhood has a lot of bucks, a lot of deer. Of course, it's pretty easy to see bucks when they're not being hunted, and we do have soybean fields, and I'll be showing you here in a minute some of the bucks I have on the video of my drone. I think it was year before last I got all of these on the video. I'll keep narrating some of this as we see these bucks in the beans. This field is 60 acres, and it is actually in my front yard right across the street from my duplex. I'll zoom in and you can see what size these racks are, but whoever heard of seeing 10 bucks in the beans? Obviously they yard up together just before hunting season, and they must like to be together because I found them in a field, you know, just 100 yards from this one 4 days later. Of course, they all split up once the fall comes, September 5th, 6th, sometime in there. You never see them together like this. But I checked these out. There were 6 bucks in here that were really big, where the rack was out past their ears, and that makes them in the 18-inch category. Pretty exciting to have that many deer right next to your house. But you can see, looking at this video, all of the forest and fields and how wild this area is. But I'm not all that happy when the deer get in my garden every year. This year I had to put an electric fence around my garden because they were eating everything. So that kept them out though. You shock them a couple times and they didn't try to get in at all after that. We'll watch a little more of this because it is fun to watch them just walking around. They must have been bothered by the drone noise because after I was up there a little while, they kind of got the clue and started moving on out of the field. I try to keep my drone up at 130 feet at least so it doesn't bother them much. I did buy a new drone with a 3-power and a 7-power zoom on it, so Maybe next year I'll have some really good photos, good videos. And just before we get done here, I'll show you the trail cam of the buck I'm hunting this year. Of course, I'm just getting over a cold, so hopefully I'll be able to get out in the next couple, 3-4 days. To get a big buck like on this trail cam, though, you gotta be so lucky, because they're chasing does all over the woods now. I haven't been back in there in 2 weeks, so I'm waiting for the wind to be just perfect. Pretty nice buck. He would be a really nice buck to add to my man cave wall. And I hope to see you again someday, but I'll be hunting around here this year.